Good morning, all. I haven't done a video log for a long time, so I just thought I'd have a little chat this morning with you. Um, it's about things that I've been asked in the past while I've been doing readings or mediumship. One of them being, are my people, my loved ones, are they fine? Are they all right once they've passed over? Well, this is a good question because a lot of people believe that we're just like we are now, but a little bit lighter and a little bit less solid, floating about up in the sky somewhere. And in fact, one person said to me at one time, "Doesn't it get crowded up there with all those souls floating about?" And I did have to say no, because obviously we're not like we are here. It's just energy that's left behind. Once the physical body dies, energy is left behind, and it's the energy that's floating about up there, not us. So that brings me to the other thing about how do we feel, or how does spirit feel when it passes from the body? Well, like I said, it is energy, and because this body here, this is a shell, and this is what's left behind when we pass away. What goes on, or what moves to another plane of existence, or up in the sky, or wherever you like to think that we go to, heaven, whatever word you use for it, we are just energy. It is just the energy that goes on, but the energy can be tapped into. And because the mind works on an energetic level, we still have the memories of what went on in our lives, so when we go, the body, right, because it's gone, we don't feel the physical pain the same as we did when we were here. That physical pain is no more. So it doesn't matter whether the person died from a violent death, whether they died from a serious illness, in a lot of pain, or in a lot of distress because they couldn't remember things. All that is gone. The only thing that lives on of that is the memory of it. But because it is a memory and it's not a physical feeling, there is no longer any pain. So that memory might still be there, but it is not meaning that the person experiences the things that they experienced while they were in the body, because obviously you have no nerve endings, you have no flesh, no bones, no blood vessels, so you can't experience that pain. Okay, so that's one thing out of the way. As for the memories, yes, they can remember what happened to them, but because once again there is no physical brain, there is no physical feelings, they are not distressed by it. They are able to talk about what went on without that actual physical distress. Now, I've said this, but sometimes in the case of murder victims, etc., when I have brought them through in trance, they do sound very, very distressed. This is often because they need to put a certain kind of urgency across to you that they need closure. And a lot of it is because they either, the bodies haven't been found, or they haven't, the murderer hasn't been found. there has been no closure for them. They are unable to move on until they actually get that closure, especially if there is something that needs to be said. If the person is still walking about down here that cause those problems. Okay. But as I said before, they do not have the physical pain. They may be able to relate to it. They may be able to relate to it with a certain amount of distress. But as I said, that is the way that that they communicate, showing us that there is an urgency to this. There is something that needs to be resolved. People who passed under normal circumstances, illnesses, sudden deaths, things like that, they no longer have that urgency. The only thing that they are concerned with is letting the people that are left behind know that they are all right, that they're fine, that they've found a peaceful environment to be in. Suicide victims. Suicide victims are generally looking for forgiveness from the people they left behind, because to them they have committed a selfish act. Okay. They don't feel like that when they're here, because the majority of suicide victims are so distraught and distressed that the only thought in their head is that they need to get out of that situation. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean to say that they don't care about the people that are still here, because they do. It is just that their brains don't function in the same way that someone who is not in distress, who is not depressed, who is living a normal, happy, everyday life. Okay, so their brains don't function in exactly the same way. All they can think about is getting away from what it is that is causing them their problems. But once they pass over, we have had quite a few have come through asking for forgiveness from those that are left behind, and also wanting to say they're sorry for causing such distress. And to be quite honest, I think that this is one of the hardest things to accept, I believe. Murder is a terrible thing. It is, and obviously, if there is no perpetrator, then it's very difficult to find closure. But suicide is something that is very, very hard to come to terms with. I have had several people around me who have committed suicide over the years, and it has left me with a feeling of uselessness, to be quite honest, because I feel like I should have done something to make it better, to help them, to do, I should have done more. But the thing is, you can't think like that, because it's not you. It is them. It is how they feel. You yourself cannot watch them 24/7. If they are determined they've had enough of this life, then I'm afraid they will pass on from it. I know it sounds very hard, um, and it is. It's hard for the people left behind, but this is why I think a lot of spirits come through with just wanting to say, I'm here, I'm happy, I'm at peace. And I think that is the main thing. Um, Now, on a lighter note, let's lighten this up because it is getting a bit morbid here. Uh, just lately, I've been doing a lot of shows with other mediums, and we are hoping to take our work a little further afield, which will all become very clear in the not too distant future, I hope. Meanwhile, I'd like to say that I'd like to say a big thank you for all the people that have supported me throughout the years, and I would also like to lay open an invitation to you to ask questions and to perhaps send me private messages on Facebook or texts or emails with your questions about spiritual things. I'm very sorry I can't do full readings for everybody. I just can't. And this is not meant to be an invitation for readings, but I will happily answer any questions that I can. And if I can't, I will refer you to somebody who can answer those questions. Now, please feel free to, as I said, send the questions through PMs on Facebook, through texts, emails, and I will answer them. I will answer every one of them. You may have to wait a while if there's a lot of them, but I promise you I will answer them. And I would like very much for you to come along and see us at our shows, and so that we can see you face to face, basically, and hopefully we will be able to give you a message at a show, and that you will also have a very good time, because it's not just about the mediumship, it's about fun, laughter, and bringing your loved ones closer to you. That's all for now, and I will speak to you very soon. Have a great, great day. Bye.